The Southeast Asian Arts and Culture Coalition, also known as SEAACC, is proud to host and welcome everyone to the virtual edition of the 10th Annual Mid-Autumn Harvest Festival. Traditionally, the Mid-Autumn Harvest Festival celebrates the mid-autumn harvest season in Southeast Asia. This is the time when the rice fields and other crops are harvested and families can get together to celebrate the end of a season's hard work.
It's great to be here at the Mid-Autumn Moon Festival, the first annual multicultural Southeast Asian festival.
Thank you, Jane. Good afternoon, San Francisco. Thank you for everything you're doing. Congratulate the Southeast Asian Arts and Culture Commission. Hang To, I want to thank you and all of your colleagues for all your work and just wish everyone and all of your family a very happy Autumn Moon Festival. I hope you have time to eat, to celebrate, and have a wonderful afternoon. Congratulations.
And so we want to thank Assemblymember David Chu for joining us in the Tenderloin today. And so I do want to recognize some of our leaders. This is a major effort that happens every single year and would not be possible for all of the organizations that are representing our Burmese, Cambodian, Laotian, Thai, Vietnamese, and Filipino-American community here in San Francisco in the Tenderloin.
This year, we celebrate the 10th anniversary of the festival, as well as the 10th anniversary of SEAACC itself. SEAACC's mission is to advance the visibility and vitality of Southeast Asian cultures through various educational, social, and cultural activities.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks to the work of Hang Lei Do, the school district is planning to offer Vietnamese in addition to Cantonese, Mandarin, Chinese, Korean, Spanish, French, Italian, Hebrew. There are many, many languages that we offer, but we will soon be offering Vietnamese.
Yay! Like previous years, this year's festival continues to focus on some of the Southeast Asian refugee communities that settled in the Tenderloin neighborhood of San Francisco. We will be showcasing the beauty of the arts and culture of the Burmese, Cambodian, Laotian, Thai, and Vietnamese communities. Today, each group will share with you different aspects of their culture. This will include language and literature, music and dance performances, culinary demonstrations, and arts and crafts. While we can't celebrate together in person this year, we hope that you will enjoy a small piece of the Mid-Autumn Harvest Festival that we bring to your home today.
I'm Mayor Lenn Breed. It is my honor to join you at the 10th Annual Mid-Autumn Harvest Festival, hosted by the Southeast Asian Arts and Culture Coalitions. This festival is a time when friends and families come together to celebrate unity, friendship, and a year of hard work. During normal times, we be enjoying each other's company with delicious food and beautiful decorations to celebrate this important tradition of our Southeast Asian culture. But while this isn't a normal year, community matters more than ever. This is why I want to thank SEAACC for finding a creative way to bring together our Burmese, Cambodian, Laotian, Thai, and Vietnamese communities. as well as the SEAACC Tenderloin residents, so we can embrace traditions and arts and culture in the company of each other. I hope you will join me in enjoying what the virtual celebration brings to your home today, including language and literature, music and dance performances, culinary demonstrations, and arts and craft. Finally, I want to thank SEAACC again for bringing everyone together so that our residents can continue to celebrate this important time. Stay safe and healthy, and together we will get through this.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of SEAACC, I'd like to welcome you to our virtual broadcast of the 10th Annual Mid-Autumn Harvest Festival. My name is Lenn, and I'll be emceeing today's overall event program. Our event today is partially live and partially pre-recorded, so we ask for your understanding if there are any technical difficulties. And as you saw, there was a little bit of technical difficulty at the beginning. So our goal for the virtual festival this year was to incorporate as much as we could of what you would normally see in person. For example, behind me, you can see the Vietnamese cultural attire that you would have seen people wearing at the festival. These are called áo dài, and I'm also wearing one as well, even though you can't see all of it. Today's program continues to focus on the arts and culture of 5 Southeast Asian ethnic groups: Burmese, Cambodian, Laotian, Thai, and Vietnamese. Each group will have their own showcase with its own MC or presenter. That person will lead you through the videos and segments the group has prepared. You'll see clips of previous year's performances and activities, as well as newly created educational videos covering language and literature, music and dance performances, and art and food demonstrations. The only thing we can't share with you today is the actual food that you normally get to try and eat. But we do encourage you to check out the amazing Southeast Asian cuisine available at your local restaurants in order to support small local businesses. We'd also like to take a moment to thank and recognize the hard work of all our community organizations, our volunteers, and all our IT team, as well as acknowledge the dedication of SEAACC's chair, Hang Lei To. Without all of you, this event could not have happened. So a big thank you goes out to Oka Vietnamese Cultural Center, Lao American Cultural Center, Lao Seri Association, One Myanmar Community, Wat Buddha Pradeep of San Francisco, San Bruno Thai Temple, SEAACC Tenderloin Residents, Samaki Project, Center for Lao Studies, Autodesk Asia Network, VietBoomWitten.com, Grant for the Arts, San Francisco Art Commission, California Arts Council. So we'd also like to thank you, the audience, for taking time out of your day to join us in the celebration of the Mid-Autumn Harvest. So before our program started, you saw we had a message from San Francisco Mayor Lenn. I also have the privilege of introducing several speakers and elected officials who would like to share a few words. So now we'd like to go live to Senator Scott Wiener, who represents California Senate District 11.
Thank you very much, and it's a real honor to be here. I want to thank SEAACC for persevering during this very difficult time to put together the celebration of the Mid-Autumn Harvest Festival. I think when this first started, when the pandemic started, we wondered how will the community continue to come together when we're not supposed to physically be together. And thankfully, SEAACC has figured out how to do that in a beautiful way, reminding us of this beautiful festival in the past and how we all came together. And that's a reminder that we will be coming together again, because we will, in the end, defeat COVID-19, and we will be able to come together again as a community, I hope, next year to celebrate in person. And so until we get there, we'll do it virtually, and that is still a beautiful thing. And it's beautiful because it reminds us of the beauty of San Francisco, that in an era when diversity is being attacked, when immigrant communities are being attacked, when there are certain political forces trying to turn neighbor against neighbor, community against community, that we know in San Francisco that we are strong because of the diverse fabric of our city. We are strong because of the immigrants who have come here and have made our city even stronger. We are a better community because of our Southeast Asian communities and neighbors who work alongside all of us. We work together to make San Francisco a better and better place. And so I am so thrilled that we're able to celebrate virtually today. We're going to get back to it. We're going through hard times, but this is a tough city. We've gone through a lot of tough times in San Francisco around natural disasters, around HIV, around so many challenges, and we will move past this and be stronger for it. So have a wonderful Mid-Autumn Harvest Festival today. Thank you, SEAACC, for everything you do in the community, in the Tenderloin and beyond, and let's just keep working together for a better future. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for joining us today, Senator Wiener, and thank you for your leadership. Next, I'd like to introduce a longtime supporter of our festival, and she was actually present at the first festival 10 years ago. So I'd like to welcome California State Treasurer Fiona Ma.
Thank you so much, and thank you to my sister Hang Ledo for always thinking about the community first. And yes, I was at the first annual Mid-Autumn Harvest Festival 10 years ago, and it seems like yesterday, but watching the video and the show today, it will, I know, make us feel at home again. Being able to celebrate our great diversity with all of the costumes and the performances. And yes, we won't be able to share food at this one, but virtually we can enjoy virtually all of the cuisines from our different cultures. And like Scott said, Senator Wiener said, these are very, very difficult times. We just finished 6 months in our stay-at-home order. And I know that it has been a big struggle for many of us, not being able to go to work, having your business shut down, your kids learning virtually at home, seniors being cooped up with their families and not being able to socialize. But we will get through this together. And I like to remind everyone that California is the 5th largest economy, 5th largest economy. And that is because we are a land of immigrants. We embrace diversity. We are resilient, entrepreneurial, compassionate, empathetic, and we stand up for each other. When one community gets hurt or is harmed, we come together and make sure that we are providing emotional, spiritual, and financial support. And now more than ever, we need to come together. We need to put politics aside and come together and make sure that we are lifting everyone through this very difficult pandemic time. But as I like to say in my office, our 4 W's: wear your mask, wash your hands, watch your distance, and we are all in this together. So stay safe, protect each other, love each other, and I look forward to seeing all of you in person very soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Treasurer Ma, for your 10 years of support. Now I'd like to welcome to our event District 4 Supervisor Gordon Marr.
Thank you so much, Mai, and thank you, Hang, for inviting me to join this. I'm so honored to be here along with the other city leaders in this 10th anniversary or 10th annual Mid-Autumn Harvest Festival. As Treasurer Ma mentioned, we're now 6 months into this unprecedented health and really economic crisis that's playing out. And I think 6 months ago, when San Francisco led the way in enacting the a shelter-in-place ordinance and really very strong health guidelines, we didn't, at that time it was uncertain how long it was going to last. So it's really unfortunate that now it's 6 months later and it's going to be a long road forward, before we get out of it. But I think we can all be proud of how we've responded as a city in protecting the health of our residents, and it's really been the strength of our communities that's really been key to our success, and especially the Southeast Asian community. So thank you so much to SEAACC for all that you do to continue and to promote and the culture of our diverse Southeast Asian communities. Again, as the other city officials have mentioned, that's been so key to the resiliency of our communities, and it's going to be key to our continued success and resiliency as a city. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Supervisor Mar. SEAACC is honored that so many individuals are supporting our festival today, and we have 2 more live speakers to welcome. Members of the San Francisco Unified School District's Board of Education have had a long-standing history of supporting our festival, and today is no exception. At this time, I'd like to welcome Commissioner Phyan to our event.
Hey, hello, you guys. Big talofa, aloha, malo, le, bula vinaka. I am so honored to be here today. I appreciate the invite. Thank you so much, SEAACC. Such a beautiful culture, such beautiful people, hardworking, backgrounds. And like everyone said earlier, we are definitely in times where the things that we do best as a community and, folks in the Southeast Asian community has showcased throughout, history is working together and working hard. I wish everybody a happy Mid-Autumn Festival, and we are here in unity and solidarity and in support. And so as a school district commissioner, we are working hard every single day with Commissioner Lenn and everyone else on the school board to make sure that all our kids are supported and receive the services that they need during these uncertain times. And so I just again want to wish everyone a happy Mid-Autumn Festival, and I again appreciate the invitation to be a part of this event. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Malinga, for joining us today. And last but not least, I'd like to introduce Commissioner Jenny Lam.
Hello, everyone. It is such an honor to be able to be here and celebrate with the Mid-Autumn Harvest Festival. And, this is actually my first festival with SEAACC, but is definitely not the last. And what a unique time to be joining a virtual event. But it is so important to celebrate culture, language, arts, and literature of our many diverse Southeast Asian communities. And, as Commissioner Maliga mentioned, right now it is such a difficult, challenging time that we know that our communities, our families, and our children are facing, especially, with schools continuing to be in distance learning, and it's unusual, and really building connection and engagement is so key. And we know that the health and wellness is top of order for our responsibility at the school district, and just know that we are not going to stop ensuring that our children are engaged, have the resources needed, either it be food, device, technology access, and really caring adults that are with our children day in and day out. So I know that I also recognize what it takes to put on a virtual event, let alone an in-person event, and just wanted to thank all the community partner organizations. You all are doing the work. Your heart and soul is in the work every day, not just this day in celebrating, again, the Mid-Autumn Harvest Festival. Thank you to SEAACC. I'm wishing you 10 plus more years of success and many, many years. And we look forward to working with SEAACC and the community partners. I'm excited to be working with Commissioner Maliga. Again, when I talk about our students and our Southeast Asian communities matter, we are working on ensuring that through data disaggregation, really looking at, what are the needs of our Southeast Asian children, API children, overall Asian Pacific Islander children. And also with the language pathways. We know that before we officially started recognizing also Hang Lee Tao for your leadership in the many years of fighting for Vietnamese language access for our students and families, and is now so wonderful to see an implementation, and that is not only going to benefit children who are Vietnamese, but really having that full access, increasing access to language and culture for all students in San Francisco Unified. So thank you again, congratulations, and I look forward to partnering with you all.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Lam, and thank you again to all our speakers for your time and support today. And speaking of elected officials, SEAACC would like to remind everyone, if you're eligible to vote, please register if you haven't done so, and make sure your voices are heard in the upcoming November election. We're going to start our program in just a moment, and I want to let everyone know you're welcome to use the chat function that's available in Zoom if you want to leave any comments. You can also use the Q&A box if you have any questions. SEAACC members will try their best to answer any questions that you may have. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce our first showcase from the Burmese community, led by Lou Tet, a board member from One Myanmar community.
Hello everyone, Mingalaba. First of all, on behalf of One Myanmar community, please allow me to express our sincere gratitude toward the frontline health workers who are tirelessly providing the best healthcare service as they can during this pandemic, and our firefighters who are bravely fighting the California wildfire. I also wish everyone to be safe and sound during this difficult time. Although our lives are greatly impacted in many ways during this difficult time, it is important that we allow ourselves to celebrate Mid-Autumn Harvest Festival, reminding ourselves that we can overcome this challenge through unity and resilience. One Myanmar community is proud to be part of this wonderful 10th annual Mid-Autumn Harvest Festival, and we will be presenting very entertaining and interesting programs while showcasing our rich and beautiful Myanmar culture. Make sure to stay tuned. So now let's take a look at some highlight of Myanmar community at last year's Mid-Autumn Harvest Festival.
So yeah, this is very proud to be here, and we all come here to promote our culture. We have like showcasing like instrument, our language, also how we make our textile and how do we wear, So yeah. Of course, we all love our culture, right? So yeah, we like to share our culture, how diversity it is. So that's how came together, and we show that we showing our exhibition. And thank you very much. Jesu Temare.
I hope this short highlight video will bring back some memories of our previous year Mid-Autumn Harvest Festival, and it really sad that we can't really meet in person and celebrate our annual Mid-Autumn Harvest Festival. But don't worry, we prepare to present you some amazing videos with amazing performances this year, so please stay tuned. For the first program, please allow me to make a presentation on the history of monarchical Burma.
I would like to make a presentation on the history of monarchical Burma. Geographically speaking, Burma borders on the northeast by China, northwest by India, eastward towards Laos and the Indian Ocean next to Thailand. India, associated with the life of Buddha, was a land of prestige and pilgrimage to Buddhists in Burma. Monarchical Burma, in fact, has a long, interesting history. As early as 11,000 BCE, Anyatian culture existed in the central dry zone in close proximity to the Irrawaddy River. Pew were the earliest inhabitants at Pew city-states. Hanlin, Sri Setra and Baitano, now acknowledged by UNESCO as the World Cultural Heritage Site. After Pew city-states disintegrated in the 9th century AD due to Nanchao invasions, monarchical Myanmar history ushered in champions of war like Anortha and Chansita, monarchs of 11th and 12th century, who built a pagan empire. They were powerful enough and were in a position of domination because their neighbors, the Mon at the Tong, were less militant. Having won the battle at the Tong in 1057 in Lower Myanmar, Norta summoned the Tripidakas to be brought to Bagan. The king transformed the kingdom into Theravada Buddhist state. The wealth of the kingdom was devoted to building over 10,000 Buddhist temples in the Bagan capital zone throughout the reign of Myanmar monarchical rule. The kingdom went into decline in the 13th century as Kublai Khan's Mongol armies sacked Bagan in 1287, ending the empire. The country reached the height of power once again during the Binshueti and Bayenao, monarchs of 16th century history. King Bayenao, with his effective military strategy, carried out a wonderful mission of reunification of the states in Southeast Asia, including Siam and Vientiane, and was known in history as the king who built the largest empire in Southeast Asia. A flashback glimpse into the warrior King Bayenao might shed light on his well-disciplined army, which increased and developed into a major Southeast Asian military force, its numbers reaching to over 900,000. With this enormous force, the king's royal army took over control of the northern borders, reaching Myitkyina, and into the eastern borders, penetrating into central Siam, and to the south, reaching Kotaung within Tanintari. It was said of Bayenao as the greatest figure in Myanmar history. He brought so many Thai provinces together that he could shift swiftly from a failing tactic to another approach, and if that did not work out, to still another. He was possibly the most assertive leader in our history. Whether the field was war or diplomacy or domestic governance, he rarely clung to an approach that was not producing results. Siam, inhabited by a large number of Thai Chinese, Thai Shan, and Mon, inhabiting at the ancient capital of Dwaravati, were reduced into a state of subservience. The overextended empire unraveled soon after Bayanao's death in 1581. Siam broke away in 1584 and went to war with Burma until 1605. By 1597, the kingdom had lost all of its possessions, including Taungoo, the ancestral home of the dynasty. In 1740, the Mon in Lower Burma began a rebellion and founded the restored Thantawi kingdom, and by 1749 controlled much of Lower Burma. The Siamese also moved their authority up the Tanintari coast by 1752. Thantawi invaded Upper Burma in November 1751 and captured Inwa on 23 March 1752. Soon after the fall of Inwa, a new dynasty rose in Shwebo to challenge the authority of Thantawi. Over the next 70 years, the highly militaristic Kongbao dynasty went on to create the Third Burmese Empire. Alampia and Simbushin, monarchs of the 18th century history, were lavish in praise and rewards, merciless to failure. Unsuccessful officers were executed. They were trained as the best leader for guerrilla warfare. Soldiers in the army were equally known in history for stockade building. Even the British sappers had to admire their work for its efficiency and quick construction. Myanmar soldier was individually very brave and skillful in the use of his sword. In spite of having no proper sophisticated armaments or artillery, they fought well. They were among the best in Southeast Asia. History was not made by those who did nothing. We can find a strong national spirit plus anti-foreign sentiment in these kings who successfully established the Kongbao Royal Myanmar dynasty that lasted until 1885. One reason for the upsurge of power dwelt on the rather special time factor. At a time when France and Britain were involved in Europe with wars for supremacy, and both powers fought in partition America in the 1760s. They were creating a formal government and imposing a series of taxes and legislative acts on the independent-minded colonies on the soil of America. Whereas at this time in Asia, Manipuri, Siam, and Laos had signs of comparative weak rulers, worthy of Myanmar king's protective umbrella. Myanmar monarchs thus took opportunity of the time factor to overpower other weak kings without having to face external threats from powers such as France and Britain. At this stage, we have examined the reign of Myanmar monarchs who by their rule had accumulated the commercial benefits after having gained the Nintai region from Siamese influence. Besides, northeastern regions of Shan and Kachin remain intact under the controlling power of monarchical rule. When we look at the reign of Mindo Min in 1853 to 1878, he was entirely different from his predecessors. He was peaceful in nature and was also a man of sound common sense. He always tried his best to avoid bloodshed and violence. When he became king on 17 February 1853, he appointed his brother Prince Kanao as heir apparent. King Minji Ukang was also made the chief minister, who proved to be an able administrator. He visited the royal courts of England, France, and Italy, where he was well received by the powerful rulers. He encouraged the king to build modern industries. A good number of factories were established under Kanao Minda's supervision to coin money, to cast iron, to refine petroleum, and to build armament factories. The army was badly in need of updating into a modern one, and European officers were employed to teach Myanmar soldiers on the use of firearms and new military discipline. Some youths were sent to study at Woolwich in India, Military Academy in France, and Italy. However, the British tried their best not to let the shipment of arms and ammunition from Yangon to Mindon's capital. Given that the British were holding both the delta and seaports along the coastal regions of the country, a landlocked kingdom had no choice but to seek diplomacy towards the British to get to the outside world through Yangon seaport. When Supiala ascended the throne as chief queen, she created for herself a position of power. But the means and ends were not so admirable that she was never admired universally in history. The daughter of King Mindo, Supiale, wanted to build the honor of her husband Tibor, the current ruling power, after he succeeded Mindo Min in 1878. She wanted to fulfill the task left undone by her father. It was to renew the Franco-Burmese treaty left unsigned at the French Parliament during her father's time. In this connection, we tend to remember King Mindo. Aside from flexibility, Mindo's impulse is to leave his kingdom independent from British imperialistic schemes, and he worked his best to protect his legacy. A lot of his efforts made the country more secure and at peace with the British. After the ascendancy of King Tibor, several Europeans involved in the various commercial circles started to look at the country and its king in a different light. It is thus necessary to distinguish between leaders and power holders. By definition, leaders always have a measure of power, but many power holders themselves have no capacity for leadership, and the country ended up losing its independence and becoming a British colony. Myanmar military machine was so outdated that it needed a new look, new equipments, and modern style of military training to challenge the super naval power. With the lack of modern arms and ammunition, it became less possible to withstand the British army equipped with modern artillery. History has shown that the British took control of the country by piecemeal, first Rakhine and Tanintai after the First War in 1826, Pago, the Delta region during the Second War in 1852, and finally, alarmed by the consolidation of French Indochina, annexed the remainder of Upper Burma in the Third War in 1885, and sent the last Burmese king Tibor and his family to exile in Yaranagiri in India. Britain made Burma a province of India in 1886 with the capital at Yangon. Traditional Burmese society was drastically altered by the demise of the monarchy and the separation of religion and state.
In the next video, Ken Won, Burmese instructor from the UC Berkeley and an instructor of Burmese language classes at Myanmar Community and Culture Center, will make a presentation of Burmese language and deliver a few useful everyday Burmese words. So please enjoy.
Hi, this is Kenneth Wong, a Burmese language instructor, poetry translator, and writer. What you're looking at right now is the word hello in Burmese. It's read Mingalaba, something you'd hear when you walk into a Burmese restaurant or check into a hotel in Burma, also known as Myanmar. Burmese is one of roughly 100 languages spoken by different ethnic people who call the country home. It happens to be the language of the Burma people, the ethnic majority. It's also the official language for the courts, the Burmese government, and the mainstream media and newspapers. Burmese is tonal. In a non-tonal language like English, a word like tall may be pronounced tall, 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 without changing its meaning. In a tonal language like Burmese, sa, sa, and sa are three different words. Sa means to begin or to start. Sa means language or literature, and sa is the verb to eat. The word jaun, pronounced with a high tone, means monastery or school, but the word jaun, which sounds a little softer with a trailing vowel, means cat. So if you choose the wrong tone, instead of saying, I came from school or I came from a monastery, you just might end up saying, I came from a cat. In a language like Chinese, each character or symbol carries a meaning. Burmese, on the other hand, just like English, has a spelling system. These 33 letters, known as bi, give you consonants or initial sounds. These symbols, known as thra, are vowel symbols. Putting together the ma, bi with the in vowel symbol gives you the word me, which is the first syllable of the word Mingalaba. It's part of the Tibeto-Burman language family, a common origin of many languages spoken around Southeast Asia, including Thailand, Nepal, Vietnam, and some parts of India. As a language that's now taught in some universities in the U.S., I, for example, teach beginning and intermediate Burmese at UC Berkeley. If you read, speak, or write Burmese, you can then listen to Burmese songs, read Burmese cartoons and novels, and make friends with those who speak the language online or in your local area. So the next time you meet somebody from Burma, surprise them by saying Mingalaba, that's hello. Thanks for listening. Jesu Timade, that's thank you in Burmese. Namadweme, that's catch you later in Burmese. Bye-bye for now.
Minglava, I hope you learned that word. So this is time for our entertainment programs. Our next program is called Silong Chinta the Chintabo. Following World War II, General Aung San, father of Aung San Suu Kyi, negotiated the Phyan Agreement with the ethnic leaders that guaranteed the independence of Burma as a united state. And on 4 January 1948 at 4:20 a.m., the nation became an independent republic named the Union of Burma. After the famous political uprising in 1988, the military government changed the name of the country from Burma to Myanmar in 1989. The country was under the control of military governments for 50 years and became a democratic country in 2005. In this video, you will not only see a glimpse of various ethnic costumes whereby each major ethnic groups in Myanmar also experience different dancing style of each ethnic group. The sound portrays the beauty of the land of each ethnic groups and reminds the unity of all ethnic groups is the greatest strength of our country. I hope you enjoy it.
the Tino Shini Man. Don't you know the Tino Shini Man? Hey, 20 you go now, see on the end. Silly as this is what you see 12, you don't want, see me the one, so I said, till it dies, season jamming. Until it dies, season jamming.
I hope you enjoyed the music video. In the following video, our young and talented musician Jewel will sing a song called Metta by playing a Burmese musical instrument called sound. The Burmese harp is a very ancient instrument. The sound may have been introduced as early as 580 from southeastern India. The most significant innovator and the talented courtier Minji Usa increased the number of harp strings from 7 to 13, such that the notes span 2.5 octaves, from C3 to F5. The last common chord harpist Mangji added the 14th string, but then a post-independent harpist created a 16-string sound. So please enjoy our young and talented musician playing Burmese harp while singing.
Hello, my name is Lenn. I am 13-year-old. Today I will be singing a Burmese traditional song called Metta while playing the Burmese harp. Thank you. Please enjoy.
This year, we are making something different. If you're bored at home during this pandemic and want to make some cuisine from the different culture, make sure to stay tuned because in the next program, our chef will show you a simple and easy way to make a Burmese lapato and a Burmese jozo at home. First, let's watch a video of making Burmese lapato.
Mangalava, welcome to Burmese house. Every time we have guests, we prepare lapat. This is how we prepare when we have guests, and then we pair it with green tea so that we can enjoy while we talk. There are other ways that we eat our Burmese lapat, tea leaf salad. Let me show you how. Here is how we made tea leaf salad, Burmese lapat. We will need all these ingredients to make tea leaf salad. In order to do that, we will need, of course, our main ingredient, lapat tea leaf. This is the mixed beans, and then we will need cabbage. And you will need tomatoes. You can use either regular tomatoes or you can use the cherry tomatoes. You will need a bit of limes, garlic, green chili if you like spicy. And then of course, you will need dry shrimp. And this is the fish sauce. And a little bit of oils. And then, once you mix everything, you will get Burmese tea leaf salad. So, without further ado, I'm gonna go chop this up and I'll be back. Now, I'm done with all this chopping. It's time to mix them up. You have to mix this very gently. And you can adjust the taste according to your liking. So now, let me taste a little bit and let's see if I like it or not. It's good to me. So now, time to enjoy. I already have my rice to eat together with. And since I like spicy, I have my chili. Enjoy! These are some of the brands that I purchased when I visited to my country, Myanmar. You can either buy the individually packed, the one that come with both tea leaf and mixed beans, or you can just buy the tea leaf by itself and the mixed bean by itself. Some of the brands come with just a tea leaf without any other flavor so that you can flavor them accordingly to your liking. Or if you're like me, you can just buy the one that's already marinated with all those spice and such. So now let me explain to you the history of the Myanmar tea leaf. Tea leaf is very important to the culture that one, the leaves are harvested. The best of the crop is set aside for fermenting, while the rest is dried and processed for drinking tea. Fermented tea leaf has a very long history in Myanmar. In ancient times, fermented tea leaves were used as a peace symbol or peace offering between warring kingdoms. Nowadays, the lapat tray is the main expression of hospitality offerings to house guests. So, if you haven't tried Burmese tea leaf salad, I suggest you should try it when you have a chance. I hope you enjoy my videos. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hi everyone, my name is Nora. I hope everyone is safe, happy, and then healthy. Every year we do celebrate annual Mid-Autumn Harvest Festival. But this year, because of the pandemic, we cannot personally involve in the festival, and then we will do visual. And this year we will do a little bit different. Normally, I used to do annually Burmese papaya salad, but this year we will do called Burmese fritter at Jozo. And today I use only 4 ingredients, and then this is onion, and this is corn, very sweet corn, and then this is called oppo, but it's a family of the squash vegetable. And then this is a very seasonal leaves called pennywort. So I want to tell you about a little bit of this Burmese fritter. This fritter is very popular, and then every day we Burmese people eat in the morning for breakfast with rice, and then as well as sometime in the evening, in the nighttime, all day we used to eat it. It is a very popular Burmese street food. Because of the limited time, this is my pre-mixed butter for the fritter. So in this, I will tell you the ingredients. The ingredient is cornstarch and multi-purpose flour, and then ginger powder, and then garlic powder, and then yeast in order to crispy, and then as well as the baking powder. So this is already pre-mixed, and then it is ready to be used. And then the first one I will fry is oppo, and then you will dip in the butter, and then kind of like you don't need to be like a really coating well and thick. And then you will put the in the hot oil. The oil is around 380 degrees Fahrenheit. And then you will see it's already puffy and then nice and crispy. I will put more in here. Everything is puffy and then crispy. Now, as you can see, the color is become really nice and then brown. So it is ready. So I'm gonna take them off and then put it on the tissue in order to filter the oil. All right. And then the second fritter, I'm going to do the onion. So you can put the little bit of onion, and then I will put some pre-mixed butter. And then I use this type of the size, in order to measure the size, and then put it in the oil. So it's like this, and then you will put slowly and slowly in the oil. So I will put more. While we are waiting for the fritter to be done, I'm gonna show you the sauce, my own recipe, and then for the fritter. So this is very good with the fritter. I like it really much. It is a lot of the spicy as well. So this is, I bake it, and then what I do is I wrapped with the aluminum foil all the garlic, and this is the Thai chili, and then this is the tomato, and then I wrap it, and then I put it on the stove. So a little bit burn, and it smells good. And then this is the all the ingredients, and then I use the blender, because at home we use the like to use the pound it, but we will use the blender in here. So I put everything inside. All right, and then we will put salt, this, and then this is a mushroom powder for the seasoning. I will use 1.5 or 2 spoons. And then this is the shrimp sauce. And then this brand is really good. And then I'm gonna put the a little bit of the this one. And then the trick is I use this tamarind soup mix, because usually the tomato is not really sour. So you have to be a little bit sour, and then I like it sour. So I use this one. And then you put the little bit of the sour, right? And then you can use the hot water like to make it a little bit like a paste. Right? And then that's it. And I will show you the sauce. No. There you go. Okay. Now the onion is ready, and as you can see, this is the ready, really brown and then crispy. So I'm gonna put it aside. Now it's time for the corn. So this is a little bit practice and a little bit tricky, but we can do it. And then this much, and then when you put, you have to be a little bit spread out. So, and then the corn will be the nice shaped and then the right size. Look at it. Okay. Now, corn is ready. And then here is, let's say again, very golden brown and then crispy. I will put it aside as one. And then the last one, I will use penny wort. I'm gonna use this plate, small plate again, to the shape in the fritter. And then also, that's nice and slow. This one. This will be really fast because of the leaf. The last one is ready. All right. There you go. I will put everything in the plates. And then this is Lenn. And then this is from Burma. Here. There you go. Yes, see? It's a very pretty fritter. And then now, I'm gonna enjoy it. Mmm. Thank you very much for watching me. And I hope you enjoyed my video, and then see you next time. Thank you. Bye.
I hope you guys enjoy our Burmese culture and our videos. And then organizing a successful event takes a lot of hard work and preparation. On behalf of One Myanmar community, I would like to extend our gratitude to our Southeast Asian Art and Culture Coalition SEAACC organizers who dedicated their time and effort to make this event successful. Our sponsor, Grant for the Arts, California Arts Council, and San Francisco Arts Commission, and our technician for tremendous support to make this event live, and our beautiful host, Lenn, and our supporter from Burmese community, Dr. Lenn, UC Berkeley language instructor, Kenneth Wong, our performers of group dance and Myanmar hop, Sui Sui Mint, La La Wen, Mei Pugh, Mimi Kai, Mo San, Amy Lin, Mimi Wintat, Mei Miet Pai, Jason Thong, Wizin Thong, and Jewel, and our chef Nora Ao and Zimotet. Without all their support, OMC will not be able to showcase this Myanmar art and culture at this amazing event. Lastly, I would like to thank all the attendees for taking their time to join us this beautiful event.